my thought for this was we're all assuming that United get in. They need, I think, a maximum 6 points. Chelsea losing midweek. It feels inevitable. They're going to get Champions League. You'd assume that they pick up enough points here through the end. And I think the question that has kind of been on like it's more the media thing is, are United back? It's always been like, it's every time United go through a good spell, it's, are United back? The answer is no. Far from it. They played 40 games this season. But as Mila titled this, United plot for revenge, I want to phrase this so we do it somewhat quickly and just get like a 10-ish minute segment here. All of us are going to go through the 3 things that United need to do to become back and head into next season with a platform to build off of, instead of like many teams currently are doing, Newcastle, Villa, Chelsea, the flip-flopping out of UCL. How do United become back and be a Champions League team every single year? Similar to the way that Liverpool have, City, and Arsenal. So the 3 items. I'll go last, unless you guys have nothing to go off of.
I don't think I even had 3 things. I just think it's probably 2. Then you get the manager position correct, and you need to build a squad, like you said. I think if you had this exact squad going into next season, it would not be good. I don't think things would work out well. You can't bank on your rivals being this terrible next year, but you need to build off of what you have done, because I think the turnaround from even just getting rid of Amarim, but the recruitment was good. It wasn't necessarily quantity, but it was quality. So don't feel like you're in a pinch and pay United tax everywhere you go. Make the right decisions there. Continue to build a squad that is, well, at this point, you need like 20 deep at least to compete, but you probably need more than that. Right now, you're probably at 14, so you'll definitely need more than that. So, yeah, just continue to recruit well and bring in a coach that fits what you're trying to do. It does seem like as shaky as some of the ownership's decisions have been since coming in, things have somewhat steadied out. But again, you can't bank on the rest of the field being as comically bad as they have been. So you can't rest on your laurels there. But I don't think it'll take much given the rest of the field.
Fair. Mila, do you have 2 or 3 things that you think United needs to do to be back?
Midfield overhaul in terms of depth, I think, is the biggest one. And my second one is consistency, just all throughout the pitch. And I think that a lot of that will come from just figuring out who the best midfield 3 might be going forward. You got to lock down Bruno. And there's just all the rumors of who might be coming in the summer in that midfield. I think locking in a striker, a consistent striker, would probably do a little more for the club. Having to rotate that position every week I think it's just stunting the growth of someone like C.O.C. So if he could just get consistent minutes at top, I think it'd be good for you guys. It's not really much to do. And I think Grant was saying, the manager, just make sure you get that. Don't get the wrong one. Because at this point, the culture seems to be coming back a little bit. That winning mentality that we talk about. And it's more so just about maintaining that and making sure you don't bring in someone that's going to make that go toxic.
LinkedIn Liam's available.
Yeah, my 3 things are pretty similar. The 3 things that United need to get right to be back are, 1, it's the manager position. That's been the talking point since Amarim got sacked, and it's been the talking point since Ferguson left. They haven't gotten it right, and you have to get it right at some point. You'd like to think that eventually they will. I think whether you give Carrick another season or you get one of the top guys, in my opinion, it's Xavi or it's Nagelsmann. You really can't go wrong there. Those are the 3 options. I don't think you toy around with anything else. Like, if you're toying around with any of the other options, it's not worth buying. Like, I'm not buying Glasner, Areola. Like, none of that stuff is, those guys aren't, that's not it. But those 3 guys, I think I'm willing to take the risk on going into the next season. So that's 1. 2 is I think you have to hit a marquee signing in the midfield. I don't think it's about just getting an overhaul. I think you have to get one player right. And if the links with Tchouaméni are true and they hit Tchouaméni, that's what I'm talking about. Like him or Anderson, if that's what you're going to die on, you're going to spend £100 million or whatever it's going to take. Similar to the way that it happened with Chelsea, similar to the way that City have gone about it. If you get that position right, everything kind of falls into place. And you have to hit on that. And then in the third one, it kind of falls into that, but depth. Like, look, if Tchouaméni signs, the midfield 3 is Tchouaméni, Menu, and Bruno Fernandes in all the important games. So for me, like a guy like Baleba for 50 makes sense. I don't think if this is kind of the depth point, but if you get Tchouaméni, I don't necessarily think you need a Tonali, if that makes sense. Like I'd be willing to take more of a punt on a guy like Fernandes. And then obviously the rest of the squad needs some work. Like you can't assume that Luke Shaw is going to be your left back all season.
That'd be a World Cup year.
That'd be crazy. Dorgu obviously struggled with fitness in his time so far. So you got to build. I think that's the thing for me. Is like they're gonna have a war chest potentially to work with. Get the marquee signing, make that your bulk, and then fill out the rest of the squad with a bunch of guys in the range of 35 to 50. And then look, United are not going to go from where they're at now, 40 games a week, to competing on 4 fronts and then Champions League and get back to winning a Premier League. It's not realistic. It's not smart. They shouldn't plan to do that. But it should be gradual. This year, it was get into the Champions League. Next year, it's maintaining, competing on 4 fronts, and then getting Champions League again. And then you can start to think about winning silverware. Or next year, you think about winning one of the other domestic cups, right? And then you can go from there. But those are the 3 things they got to get right. If they don't get those things right, we go right back to square one. And they can't let that happen. They got given a lifeline with Carrick and this turn at the end of the year. Because it wasn't in that direction. We could have been in this dogfight that Chelsea and the host of other teams have been in. You have been given a lifeline. So either you sink trying to save yourself or you swim out of, in a rescue boat. And those are the 3 things. I don't really have much more to talk about United. It's so nice. Honestly, I was talking to Dari and Justin about this. It's like, it's kind of nice not playing every single week. Like, from this perspective, like I don't have to worry about anything other than like they play in 11 days and I get to enjoy it, or I don't, and then the pain goes away after like 3 or 4 days, and then I just wait another week, and then I get to watch another game. It's been great outside of my other club, but I
get jump scared with a game every 3 days.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's what it felt like last year with Europa. Like I was like, fuck, like I gotta watch these guys again. They're gonna give me a heart attack.
Well, thankfully we were over the Atlantic during the Brighton Chelsea game, so we didn't have to watch that.
You were a lucky.
Now we landed for our layover. We just looked at the lineup. It was like, holy fuck. Like,
yeah. Oh, dude, I was watching that and I was thinking this is the worst I've seen Chelsea play in a long time.
A week.
Like, even under Potter, it wasn't that bad. Like it was bad.
Potter looks like Johan Cruyff compared to this shit, man.